Okay, welcome to another episode of Windermere Fantasy Online, where they're stuck inside of the virtual world of a Mamorpica and trying to figure out what's going on, how to escape. And last episode, last time, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they, after having snuck their way into the main city, spoke with Patrice Trenier to discover that she was more than she appeared to be. But in order to unlock more potential and what's going on, she needed to open the box and get some of her memories and powers back, which she did. You guys were able to thus get influenced and blessed by her, gaining the ability in the Cypher system for something known as power shifts. You guys are basically becoming like super powered, super heroic at this point, which pretty standard quo for an isekai, right? Anyways, this is when she sort of informed you. She didn't tell you everything that was going on, said maybe you weren't ready for it yet, but did lock away some of her thoughts and feelings and everything about what was going on, some of her knowledge into a journal, which she gave you guys to open at a later time. But in the meantime, she stated that there was some shenanigans going on with the Red One. The one that you currently know as Marco, although if that's his name, you're not sure. You know, I should really tell Marco he's like the main villain of my campaign. He'd probably be very intrigued by that. But you realize that he's got some sort of like admin privileges on the servers or something, and there's something going on with that. In order for you to counter this, you needed to get the key and go sort of like activate or change these privileges or something yourself. And you realize that the key was Bug, your little bugged out puppy that you had gotten at one point. So you're like, okay, let's go get Bug. But when you got to where you were going to get Bug, you realized that Bug had been taken. Bug had been taken by a doppelganger of some kind that looked like you guys, specifically looked like Billy, I believe, and had taken him somewhere. Now, thanks to your magical flying canoe bullshit, you were able to get to where they were going, or where, they were going faster than they could. So you were able to lay in wait and prepare yourself for an ambush of some sorts, which you did. You waited in the cavern, and you saw the form walking up, and you ambushed them, only for this misshapen undead thing of like body parts strung together with wood and rope to appear as illusions fell, and other of these like cold risen like undead creatures were being summoned by it. It was a bit of a combat, but you managed to swipe a Bug in the middle of it. I think it was Gluckster? It was a Gluckster, KFG, or Teamwork. Someone managed to swipe Bug in the middle of it. You guys were like able to get out of dodge, partly in thanks to the Balrog that Royale with Cheese used a random summons for, that started duking it out with this like frost creature. So it was something special. That's for sure.
That's why I'm the king, baby. Gleam on the crown.
So with that, you were able to take Bug, and you went back to the main city just to rest up a bit, get some more information. And it was at this point that they asked how long you were going to be there. And you said, well, we'll be there at least a day to rest up. So they said, okay, great. This is the time that we can celebrate you. We can give you a title. We can have a celebration of some kind because of you reclaiming the city for the monarchy and sort of moving forward. And that's when we left it, because at this point, KFG went off to go read during the party or whatnot. And everyone was sort of enjoying the celebrations that was going on. So what we're going to do before we get into any of the role play of whatever you guys are dealing with that or anything else in the celebration, the first thing that does happen is the fact that you were brought in to receive your titles. Now, we're not going to spend too long on this, but basically it's like a knighting ceremony. You're each brought in to the central throne room, which being a like video game MMO setup is like the main front room for some reason. You go into the throne room where the queen, one by one, through like applause and cheer of everyone around you, knights each and every one of you and gives you the title of Lord within the nation, so that you are nobility of some kind. As you stand up to congratulate yourselves, Billy starts like into a bunch of swear words with like, fuck yeah, God fucking yeah. And next thing you know, there's like a censor bar that appears over his mouth, and he disappears with an error message saying, vulgarity filter warning, character locked for until further notice.
God damn it, Billy.
He hit the spam filter.
I got some work to
think
do with
he's a
that boy.
bot.
So you think he's in temporary jail again. But with that, despite disappearing like that in the middle of the festivities, he still got titled just like the rest of you. And the queen says, thank you, one and all, for what you have done for us. I hope with these titles you can stay within these lands and be good and fruitful and supportive to the monarchy.
I have a request.
Yes, of course, Sir Royale with cheese.
As royalty, you've granted us titles, but I would request that you give me a special title now that I wear the bloody crown of your former kingdom. I request the title of Mad King.
Well, I cannot give you the title of a king. You do not even have a country.
Well,
and really
Not a kingdom.
The reward was the fact that you kept the crown.
Oh, yes, but with it I want the title of Mad King.
We'll call you
I think
Mad
I've
King.
earned it. I think I've earned it.
How about
King.
Duke? I could do that.
Mad Duke.
Mad Duke.
Doesn't sound the same. The Mad King of the High Tower Merchant Guild. I want it. I want it to be known.
I mean, guilds don't really have kings. You need a kingdom to be a king.
Fine. I've changed my mind then. Mad Titan.
If you wish, I have never given someone the title of Titan before, but this allows you to customize the title to however you wish. So, Mad Titan, it is.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, Mad Titan Royale with cheese, or do you wish Lord Mad Titan Royale with cheese?
No. The first one was good.
Mad Titan Royale with cheese. Yes, of course. I will endeavor to remember that one. Please put it into the ledger. Thank you. Well, Lords, MT, please enjoy the festivities. They are in your honor, as well as the fact that we have defeated our enemy and have reclaimed the throne and are now once again in times of peace, prosperity, and no worries of villains.
Thank you for this prestigious award and humbling title. We thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Queen.
Of course. Yes, enjoy. And she's like, as she's like walking into way, just like at the very, very edge of your hearing, you hear a little bit of a mutter of like, bunch of freakish buffoons. What the fuck?
What?
But
doesn't hear anything.
she's like gone out
the.
the door by that point.
I think she should have made you the Mad King. I feel like it's pedantic to be like, well, you don't have a kingdom, so you can't be a king.
Oh, you don't understand. This is even better because now, by default, anytime I'm in this region, every person is gonna call me Mad Titan Royale with cheese.
Make them say the whole things too. Make them say the entire thing.
Every time.
If they don't know you well enough, they have to say you by the full title.
Yeah.
MTRWC is only for, the close friends.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Yeah.
Jamie being a thief and all, he still even became Lord.
Now, before we get into the role playing of the rest of the session and like KFG going off to like read and get information and stuff like that, I did have one thing I wanted to clarify out of game. There's a rules bit that I wasn't sure was very clear in the book, and I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So I put some of the rules through, and I kind of like redid the verbiage through like a Google grammar thing or whatever. I'm just gonna read it, make sure we're all on the same page. So this is about combat attacks. It says, attacks also work in actions. Just like the other random, the GM touches upon the difficulty to the work, then you forward D20 the corresponding destination number. The difficulty of you have strike depends on how much is muscles your enemy. Like a housework difficulty skin from 1 to 10 have group levels are from 1 to 10. So I'm just clarifying here. Usually the balance of difficulty your strike spin is the same as the animal qualification. Examples, if you are strike a balance 2 bandit, this is a balance 2 quest, so you are of a number is 6. In particular, the players make all the dice. If a person strikes the animal, the person uses a strike move. If the animal strikes a letter, players make shield rolls. The influence caused by the strike is not a move till the dice is determined. It is the weapon. And KFG, remember, example, spear infinitely deals 4 damage. And for Buddha, your armor ability reduces damage. You benefit from strikes aimed at you. You get armor that uses physical armor, e.g. skin jacket or chainmail in modern suit fantasy scenarios or special abilities. And then finally for Gluckster, it gives an example. If you are strike, take off your armor. The damage you are take, like skin jacket, gives you +1 armor, which means strike damage taken is small by 1. If the burglar smacks you with a knife, 2 points damage while wearing the skin jacket, you limited have 1 damage. As your armor, small strike damage to null, and you get no damage from that strike.
That's bananas. Absolutely bananas.
I wanted to make sure it was as clear language as possible, so I did run it through Google Translate two dozen times.
You did it again. Fucking stop. Somebody stop this man, please. This motherfucker is smoking from a banana right now. He said it's absolutely bananas, and he is smoking from a banana. He needs to be stopped. This is a crime. Somebody call the police, please.
That's got to be not only unpleasant, but like, isn't that painful? Gosh.
It is absolutely the wisest decision I've ever made, and I stand by it.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I ran it through Google Translate a couple of times because I thought a clarification on the rules would be important. And this way we've got all the verbiage covered.
Yeah, that's good.
Here does infinite damage and...
infinite 4 damage.
Infinite 4 damage, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right,
and
perfect.
Armor makes small 1.
And if you get smacked with a knife.
I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
I'm not having a stroke, right? I heard all of that.
Yeah. I ran it through.
That all just happened, right?
I ran it through Google Translate.
All of that
It was through Google Translate 2 dozen times, and I selected different languages because I wanted to make sure it was as clear to all of our listeners as possible. So I did like Chinese and Japanese. I did Afrikaans, a bunch of different ones.
Wow.
And then that way it was as clear as possible.
That's special.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure we're good.
The second thing on the docket, I would like to use my 1 experience point for a player intrusion.
Oh, right off the bat. Okay. All right. What is
with the ability to rest and much party and food and feast and bacchanalia. I think that the player intrusion that I would like is that all of the players are restored of their pools, well rested and reset.
You know what? That makes sense. I will easily grant that one. Yeah, if you want to say that, like, you guys are just, you party hard enough, rest hard enough, and just have such a good time that you don't have to worry about injuries. You don't unless it's like a permanent injury, and you don't have to worry about like doing rolls to try and get your points back. You're just going to refresh it. It's just going to reset to full.
Awesome. And my last thing is I need 6 ciphers, please. 6.
All right. Good thing I already pre-rolled 6. They're there in the ciphers thing. You see on the left-hand side.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I gotta delete these old ones.
I'm glad I pre-rolled 6 because it's quite often 6 you need. So I'm like, if he needs less, I'll just remove them.
I need 6 for now.
I don't even know what I rolled, so whatever these are.
I found an ability. Well, not found. When I tiered up, I can carry extra ciphers. So can I search for 2 extra ones?
Yeah, sure. Are you just kind of like concentrating just to get like subtle ciphers back? Oh, they're not. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to actually. Here, let me go on your character sheet too. Just make them all visible. I forgot to click the thing. Yeah, are you looking for subtle ciphers or manifest ciphers? Glockster.
Subtle?
Subtle? Okay. So it's more like passive, like you're just through the events, through the festivities, you basically like restore yourselves, gain some like inspiration or luck. Let's find you some ciphers, shall we?
Just say I'm like walking around like making festivities. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? And I'm like stealing ciphers off people.
All right, let's see here. Helps if what am I doing? I've got a button on the background. Dumb shit. So you're looking for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's. Oh, I didn't fix that one yet.
Thank you.
There we go. You can just drag those directly to your character sheet, I think. If not, I'll put them in the ciphers bin.
It says the rolls were private, so I can't see them.
Right, because I did GM shenanigans. Okay, it's in the cipher bins on the left. God bless you, found your cipher cash roll. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, and I forgot to click the thing for identifying them right away. I'm sorry. Oh, big sneeze. Okay. All right. Okay, with that, we are going into the festivities and various exaltations and wonderful celebration that's happening. But also, KFG, I do believe at this time you've decided to go off on your own for a while. Yes?
Yeah, at some point during like the festivities or whatever, KFG would be like, "Oh, it's too quiet, it's too loud in here. I'm gonna go meditate somewhere. I'll be back," and then just like leaves.
All right. So what I'm going to do is you've had like 2 weeks to think about this already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them go through a couple possible celebration things, just look through it a little bit, and then you can rejoin them, and whatever you want to do, you can do.
All right.
Okay. With that, you guys join the celebration events. Is there anything in particular you're doing or looking for, or are you just kind of wandering around to see what is part of these celebrations? Anybody?
I would go and try to find Patrice, but only after I spent enough time with the boys.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, just be celebrating. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. Do you want to try to find something to gamble on? Bet on, like the floofs?
The Imp's Toenail is shut down for the festivities. I will let you know now. They're having wholesome celebrations, no casino tonight.
Royale with Cheese wants to challenge the person who's in charge of the food to a cook-off.
A cook-off? Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to start blabbering about canoe cookings and how to build a fire on a canoe and like balance the pot on the side of the canoe. I'm going to do all the...
So there's an entire section of the city devoted to be like the food part of the festival, and there's one stand where there's like a big pot, and then the tent is like a big pavilion tent that is slightly fancier than the other tents, and you're pretty sure from the mumbles that's happening around and everything, this guy is like the royal chef. Like he is the chef of the city. It is an NPC, but you figure like he was made to be the shit. So you're going to kind of come up, and people know who you guys are. Like, you enter the crowd, and everyone, the players maybe not as much, but the NPCs like instantly split and just allow you through. They're like, oh, the heroes, it's the heroes. The Lords, the Mad Titan.
How you doing, Gil, Bob, Jeffrey, Freddie?
You've like randomly made friends throughout the city. Just like there's like one random old guy that just sells nothing but half-rotten pumpkins. He's like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, Bert, yeah, he's a great guy.
Hey, yo, what up, Bert?
Bert's half-dead
Bert?
pumpkins. If you ever need a half-dead pumpkin, Bert's your man.
Yep, half-dead pumpkins are great. No one destroys them. Yeah, no, I used to sell cabbages, but they always got fucked up, so I switched to pumpkins.
Understandable.
Well, why don't we drum up business for you today, Bert?
Okay. Yeah.
Royal Chef, I challenge you.
The chef, who's like, he's got like lanterns and stuff in front of him, does that thing where he's like, as if he's sheltering his eyes against a spotlight, despite the fact it's not actually that bright. He can probably see you perfectly fine, and looks out at you. He's like, "Who there challenges the chef of the city?"
It is I, Mad Titan Royale with cheese.
The Mad Titan. What would an adventurer like you know about cooking?
Well, you're about to find out. You, me, head to head. The crowd decides the best dish, and the special ingredient will be the half-dead pumpkins from Bert's.
Okay, fine. You chose the ingredient. I choose the style of dish, huh? We will make
Anytime, any place.
a souffle.
Ooh.
Because if you fuck up a souffle, it falls flat. Like your
You're
morale.
souffle in my name, baby. Let's fucking do this. And he like tears his shirt off.
The shirt like rips. He's got like what does Royale with cheese like look like? Like, are you like built, or are you do like what? How did you do your character design?
Yeah. Like, so you wouldn't be able to tell when he's got his armor on, but with the armor off, picture of who's like the big dude with the mustache from Full Metal Alchemist, like that guy, like just like
I forget his name.
built muscles
Yeah.
upon muscles.
It's Armstrong.
I was gonna say
Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Yeah.
Or the who's the other guy? What the
other
chick's,
beefy dude.
husband, right?
Yeah, I forget his name. but I
They
know
they
you're
have that
talking
bro fist fucking team up action where they like, you know what I mean?
about. The handshake, and then they look at each other.
I'm going to use antidote to train myself and everybody around me in cooking. And then I'm going to use encouragement to give him
Okay.
an easement on his cooking checks.
All right. So you're gonna have an easement. I'll let you know now if this is like a Master Chef style like cook-off. So like he's not gonna let you guys help. But you can do the easement, like give him a pep talk or whatever.
Yeah, from like yelling from the crowd is more like Emmett's going to be like, the hype dad. Like, that's my guy right there, I went canoeing with that guy. We killed a lava monster together.
You got this, Mad Titan! Woo! Just getting smashed.
When we completed that quest for cooking, did that give us training in cooking, or was that just access to
No,
cooking
that one,
tools?
that particular one was just giving. I think that was just giving you the tools on that one.
Okay.
Let me double check though, just in case. Completed. This was a recipe for success. That gave you cook's tools and some recipes. It didn't give you training in cooking.
Okay. Cool. That is going to have to be a skill that I add.
But you, because of your encouragement, at least you're getting up there as if you were kind of trained type thing.
Yeah. So what should the role be here?
So what I think I would like to do, tell you what, let's do this a bit differently. So there is, I'm going to say this, his difficulty level is going to be relatively high, but you don't know exactly how high it's going to be. Let's do this similar to the way we do the gathering skills, where it's kind of like a bit of a gamble. So you start out low, and then each level you go up, and you can say whether you're going to stay or you want to hit and go a little bit higher. What do you say? That sound good?
Okay. Sure.
This way you can be like, how complex do you want this pumpkin souffle to be? And he's going to be relatively difficult, but I'm not going to tell you how difficult. Okay. So with that, this is going to be an intellect, obviously. So it's going to be an intellect task that you're going to be doing. We're starting out at a difficulty of 1. Basically, you can't fail this at this point because of the encouragement alone. But complications happen, so I would still like you to roll.
Okay, it's eased by 1.
It's going to be eased by 1, yeah.
Yeah. We can't actually give you assets, but you still get the easement.
All right. Strong start. You're doing good. I have a feeling you're
Get
going to
the
be burning a
low
lot of
roll.
edge. And by the way, I'm going to set expectations now. Any effort that you apply here, you were going to reset your stats again at the end of all this celebration. So, like, don't worry about chewing through effort and your pool because of this. You guys are going to get another, like, reset after this. I'm fine with that, especially since you spent an intrusion for it. So, yeah. So we're at level 1. Actually, here, let's move us over to the gathering skills area just so I can keep track of it a little bit better. We'll just use. I should have preloaded you guys because I'm not smart. There we go. We will use the one that has like the bread and the grains and everything that's normally for the gathering. We will use that. So you have gone. You've succeeded at 1. I'm assuming you would like to go to 2.
I think so. I think I will.
All right. You're at 2, so difficulty 2.
Can I offer a player intrusion?
Of course.
That Bert likes me so much that he gives Royale with cheese without me saying or doing anything, but he gives Royale with cheese like better pumpkins.
Oh, so you got like the cream of the crop. Like they weren't half rotten per se. They were just ripe, which was perfect. Okay, I will allow it, and you will be getting an asset on these in this case.
There we go.
My dog. All right.
Thank Bert. That's the homie right there.
All right. And I'm going to apply a level of effort here.
So you've got an asset, you've got an easement, and then you've effort. More than good. You're good. Are you staying at 2 or are you going up?
I'm going up.
Moving on up to the 3 side. All right. So difficulty 3.
Mad Titan. No.
You succeeded, but there's...
Don't get too excited. Rest for chance.
Oh, when you're rolling that 20, you can re-roll the die. Fuck you. Okay.
Unless it's another one. Oh, I was going to say.
Oh, you're more than good. You're more than good. All right. Moving on up. Or down,
Let's
I guess.
keep going.
Up, down. I really should have made these inverted, eh? All right. Should have had it count up instead of going down like this. Whatever.
RWC.
Yeah, 4. Blew past it. Doing great. Doing great. You want to move to 5?
Let's go.
All right. Moving to 5. We're getting up to like decent territory here. It's starting to get harder. But the souffle, you've got it. It's like the mixed is good. The batter is good. You think you've got it, but you've got to put it in the oven. You got to hope it doesn't drop. Let's see. Oh, really good, really good. It's getting well baked. You think it might have that bit of a jiggle to it. It's starting to rise. You know how the souffles like puff up above the little container. You think you're doing pretty good. And are you going to 6 or are you staying at 5? Sorry.
Let's go for one more. We're going for exquisite.
We're going for exquisite.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hit that 6. You got the souffle. It is doing good. It is beginning to brown on the top. It is looking really good. But you're wondering, like, is it perfect or should I leave it in longer? What did you want to do?
That's it. That we're gonna stay.
You're
there.
pulling it out. You're pulling it out.
I have 1 intellect point left, so I wouldn't be able to spend any effort or anything like that. That's where I'm stopping.
Okay, all right, yeah. So you look over at the royal chef that you're having this like master chef level bake off with, and you look and your souffle, it looks perfect. It looks great. It's probably one of the best you've done. You even like you pull it out, and I imagine like do you like garnish it with like sugar or something like that? Like how do you plate this like pumpkin souffle?
Yeah, a little bit of like sugar that is like caramelized on top, like
Ooh.
just carefully, very carefully, and a little sprinkling of cinnamon.
Well, sprinkling of cinnamon. I want that now. I want a souffle. Can you make him in real life?
I got to try.
I never made a souffle. We got to get together and try that. Anyways, fat man getting sidetracked with food. Sorry. You pull it out. You look, and he pulls out his souffle, and it looks almost as good as yours. You're not. It's close. You're not sure, and he does like a blueberry drizzle over his. With like a powdered sugar type thing, like it's a slightly different vein. But both yours seem to have risen quite well. Neither of your souffles fell. Everything's looking really good. It's going to be down to this taste test. And so it's your challenge. You said it was just going to be like random members from the crowd as part of the taste test?
Yeah.
Okay. So people come in, they try to souffle. And each one of them, like impromptu, someone stepped forward and got like a box and like some pieces of paper and like a little bit of charcoal for them to like write, chef or Mad Titan, like MT on or something like that. And you can see them writing, putting it in one after another. You don't know what they wrote. And it comes out, and the same person that sort of set everything up impromptu opens the box, and they start to count the votes. Chef. Mad Titan. Mad Titan. Mad Titan. Chef. Chef. Mad Titan. Chef. It's close. There's one left. You're even. You're not sure. Everyone was very torn on it, but the last one comes out, and he opens it towards you guys, and it just shows MT.
Mad Titan!
Let's go!
Emmett takes his shirt off to reveal the R and two other people that he made friends with, WC,
The royal chef looks at you and goes, good to say, I'm relatively impressed for an adventurer. Your way around the kitchen seems to be pretty good, if a little bit crude. I would suggest that maybe next time you have some free time, come to the kitchens in the palace. I could give you a little bit of training.
I would love that. It was an honor battling with you. And he like extends his arm to like full on like grab him by the arm shake.
He accepted. He's like a burly man. Like he's not like a little like waifish man or anything. Like if he wasn't in like a chef's outfit, you'd be wondering if he's like a lumberjack or something. Like he's kind of built. And he takes you in that like almost like fucking Predator style, like at the beginning with like the big like arm clasp thing, like
yeah.
But I'm gonna say you unlocked, like, next time you've got any downtime, you can just get trained in cooking.
Awesome. Also, I look at him and I say, we got a little time, we still got a lot of pumpkins. What do you say we feed the rest of this crowd, huh?
What kind
and
of
that's
dish?
What do you think? Pumpkin souffle? Let's pump some more of these out. I love it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's how you're spending like the next X amount of hours, is just like getting into the cooking shenanigans.
But before he finally falls asleep, yeah, he just like him and the royal chef work together and just feed the whole crowd.
Now for Gluckster and Emmett, are you guys just like milling about and watching this like culinary shenanigans, or are you going out and doing anything else? I know Gluckster was getting a bit lit, but are you guys doing anything else, or are you just kind of hanging around the food areas?
I would eat a pumpkin souffle. I would definitely only eat RWCs, that's my boy. And
solidarity.
Talk very loudly about how much better this one is than the blueberry one. Like, who even puts blueberry drizzle on a pumpkin souffle? Like, come on. And then I don't want to hang out with Jamie. I don't really like the dude too much, so I would leave and go hang out with Patrice.
Well, yeah, you guys did have a thing where like you keep saying he's a thief and a criminal.
He told me he's a thief and a criminal.
Emmett always calls Jamie a criminal, but his son's the one that's been in and out of jail the most in this campaign.
Several times. For various reasons. He's a repeat offender.
He is.
Yeah.
Could I try to like scope out somebody to rob? I was looking at the chef because he's like, he's probably got a lot of money.
The chef doesn't look like he has anything on him. Like he came here just to cook. But there are plenty of people. Like it's a mix because everyone in the city has come out for this. So it's a mix. You've got commoners to nobles, like the full spectrum. So it depends. The nobles have guards. They've got people watching them, whereas the commoners don't. But the commoners also don't have a lot on them compared to the nobles. So it's your choice how difficult you want to make this on yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to be sneaky and using. How do I alt-click? How do I use...
Is it control click? Shift click? I don't know. It's one of the buttons. Click. Yeah, you want to show something, right?
It's alt-click.
Alt-click. You had it right the first time.
There it goes. Let's do it.
Oh, the remote hand. I forgot I gave you those.
We put the glove on, take it off, and like, we try and just take as much money out. Like, look for somebody who looks a little bit rich and then rob them.
Yeah. Okay. So... what I'm going to do is it is still going to be like a speed task for pickpocketing, and then if you have any skills that apply, of course it'll apply. But because you're doing this like invisibly, like with an invisible hand from a distance, I'm going to give you 2 assets on it, and you're going after like nobility. You said, right?
Oh yeah, just like
yeah,
just looking for like somebody who looks the richest there. Just
okay. So there's this like short little dumpy man. Kind of looks like Danny DeVito if he had probably a better skincare routine.
looks like the Penguin.
Yeah,
all
but like
dressed up
with like actual like styled hair. Like it's like swooped up and curly. It looks like he's like, you know, it's not like Danny DeVito in like It's Always Sunny. He does look a lot more like in Batman, Danny DeVito. A little bit in a nicer suit and stuff like that. Yeah, so it is going to be a speed task. If you have any skills that apply, feel free, and then you're going to get 2 free assets on it because of using this, and then we'll roll the depletion for the remote hand afterwards. Difficulty 4. Okay. So the noble himself didn't seem to notice anything. You're like just suddenly you've been able to like untie and then start to float his like coin purse off of him, when all of a sudden this armored gauntlet with speed like a snake reaches out and "Oi, what the fuck?" as one of his guards catches it midair. Now, are you completely hiding yourself, or are you wearing the mask and kind of showing like where you are? Like how are you doing this? How sneaky are you being?
I would have been like leaning up against the wall, like trying to hide, and then like using my hand like to steer it around like my other hand, but like definitely trying to be sneaky about
so you were doing this kind of thing, like your arms are crossed and you were kind of like being like the hand under your elbow was like trying to do it so you could just like be like doo doo doo, like look away. Okay, so go ahead, and I would like a speed for like it's speed task. It's like stealth or misdirection or something. It's up to you if you have any skills that apply for it. I'm going to let you know now. It's going to be a fairly easy roll because like invisible magic hand, right? But just in case, I would like a roll for it.
Just like a speed
task, please. Yeah. And if you got oh, wrong button. There we go. Okay, yeah. Stat roll.
I'll try to, like,
you're
does that make it?
You're good. You're good. You can see him scanning the crowd. You've like hidden your hand under your elbow and you're just like there. Maybe you like eat a bit of like leftover souffle. You see him at one point, he looks at you, but his eyes keep scanning and they pass you as if you're just another face in the crowd.
I try to like shake the hand free, like leaving the gold, but try to like get away from this guy.
Yeah, like he's still holding on to the pouch, so you definitely never got the pouch. I would like the depletion roll for your magical item, though. So that's going to be a D6. Okay, you're fine. You're good. It's still active. But yeah, you can tell that the nobles, the guards are probably fairly alert. They're specifically here looking for this type of thing. And as you went to levitate it, that they noticed the levitating pouch even amongst the crowd. You figure you might have to be maybe a little more deft or sneaky to try and pull that one off with someone with guards. Now, did you want to try once more, or do you think that's probably good? You're just going to enjoy the festivities, go get a little fish naked, and enjoy the night.
Yeah, probably enjoy the night. Is it like any glove, or is it the specific glove itself is magic?
It's the glove. Well, the pair of leather gloves. You have a pair of magical leather gloves that when you wear them, you can like remote manipulate things.
So I got it back, like I wrestle it out of his hand and try to like get it back, or he took the glove.
No. You're still wearing the gloves. They're just creating like a mystical, like invisible hand out there that's picking it for you. The gloves stay on your hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like I put my hand on both gloves, and then when I took it off, it's control like.
Oh no! Think of it more like 5th edition's Mage Hand, where you're just like creating like a force, except that it's always invisible. Like, was it Eldritch Scoundrel? I think gets that in 5th edition, where they get like the invisible Mage Hand spell. You kind of have that as long as you have these gloves.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like the physical glove floating around. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. That's why it's the pouch they had to notice, not necessarily anything else, because otherwise it's basically like small form telekinesis, except you can do more fine manipulation because you could like unlock things with it or stuff like that. Or yeah, levitate over a dagger, stab somebody. I shouldn't have said
that. After that, definitely just take off and then go look around for Emmett, even though he's trying to avoid me. Like, Emmett, where are you?
Oh, criminal. Okay, so everyone's just kind of enjoyed the festivities. You see a couple of interesting things as you go through the celebration. There was like a small parade of like costumed performers and musicians. There's someone doing a puppet show, but it's like a fire-breathing dragon puppet. You're not exactly sure if it's magical or something else, but there's like skilled puppeteers are doing this to entertain children and adults. There's at one point a bardic competition where musicians and poets are competing to create the best work of art. At one point, before it gets too dark, right as it's starting to get a little bit later, there's a what they call the dragon egg hunt, where a bunch of people get to search the city for hidden. They call them hidden dragon eggs, but they're just chicken eggs that have been decorated. Egg hunt, basically. And when it does finally start to reach the evening, there's a sudden darkening of the sky. The stars begin to fade, and the sky itself becomes even darker than it should be, before suddenly it is exploding in vibrant patterns of color and light in various shapes as the most interesting and vibrant fireworks display you've ever seen happens over a blanket of magical darkness to make them pop that little bit more. Like, think like Lord of the Rings, like Gandalf's magic fireworks, like dragons and flowers and all sorts of like interesting shapes and everything. So with that, it is well into the night. KFG, you have meditated, you've been reading this journal, sort of like opened it, absorbed the material that's in it before you go and see the others or talk to the others. I just want to know what are your emotions like after having read this? How do you feel? Not necessarily what you're thinking about it, just what are your emotions like at this point?
Well, it is a thought. KFG's initial reaction was, I'm never going to get my fucking pizza again, am I?
Okay. So there's like disappointment.
Yeah, disappointment. Then he's immediately like thinks about kind of the rest of the party, and like he's like, oh fuck, how are they gonna take it? This is some really heavy stuff. He's all sorts of confused. He was coming out there originally to like meditate because he did want to like clear his mind, but then he was like, oh man, I got that scroll, and it was bugging him, so he was like goes to read it, and now he's kind of like wishing he hadn't, but it probably is a good thing that he read it, so
near the end of the night, Royale with cheese, you're finishing up the last of the souffles. I'm going to say that you've probably made fast friends of this chef, where at first he seemed like pompous and kind of competitive with you. At this point, by the time you've reached the end of the night, you've kind of jived with each other. You've gotten used to each other's kitchen dance, and you're doing like you think you've made like a maybe not like a fast friend per se, but your friendly acquaintances at the very least.
Yeah, what's his name? Like he's not just Royal Chef.
1 second. Let me get a list of names here. I don't know.
You said
Merling.
You said he's buff, but he's also Merling. Okay.
Merling. Yep. Let me write that down, or I'm going to forget that. Royal Chef Merling. There you go. So you were finishing up at this point. I'm assuming Gluck. So you're kind of like stumbling over. You've had a few, probably had a couple for Buddha because he couldn't partake. Emmett, you've probably wandered back as well, just wondering what your friends are doing as the night is starting to wear on. It's well into the evening. KFG, this is when you've returned. You've come across your friends because they were in your mind. Yeah, do your thing. So whatever you want to do.
Where are we? Are we in a public place right now?
Yeah, you're in like the middle of, it was a street that was turned into kind of like a food fair bazaar.
Okay.
Did you guys try the funnel
cake?
cake?
The shops district. Okay. Yeah, KFG will like run up to the party and be like, guys, we gotta go have a meeting at the store.
Oh, should I get more funnel cakes for everyone?
Hey man, funnel cakes sound good.
Yeah.
KFG, where you partying? Where
whatever
you
the hell
at,
you
man?
guys want. Get some good snacks.
We don't gotta go anywhere, man. We can just right here.
Hey Paco, how's it going?
RWC looks like right at KFG, like looks him in the eyes, and he's specifically like are you trying to conceal that you're shaken by what you've read, or are you like
KFG would just like he would approach the party like, oh hey guys, like he normally would, and be like, oh hey, we got to go have a meeting at the thing, like not make it seem too urgent.
Okay. Yeah, just be all right, let's go.
Come back with funnel cakes and Bert.
Agitated, but like nothing like.
No,
like 4 funnel cakes.
As well.
Just sit down, relax, just have some funnel cakes, man.
Yeah, I'm bringing Bert and some funnel cakes. It's gonna be a great time.
Hey,
this is Bert.
Oh, Bert.
Man.
I'll wrap up with Merling. I'll be like, all right, Merling, I gotta go do some guild business. I'm gonna take one of these leftovers for the boss, and I'll reach out to you. We'll sit down and do some in kitchen work.
It was a pleasure to make soufflés with you. Once again, do not be shy. Join my kitchen anytime. We'll have a bit of a training session. See if we can smooth out the roughness around your skills, huh?
I look forward to it, brother.
And with that, the royal chef like packs up his stuff and begins to head out. So it is just the players and the random pumpkin merchant Bert.
Bert.
I'm gonna hand the last souffle to KFG. Be like, you missed a little bit of excitement here. I made this.
Yeah, what did I miss? I mean, I was out sitting under a waterfall.
I'd recap you, Paco, but I don't want to interrupt the RP too much.
Chef to
they're in a celebration though,
and now we're best friends.
Damn, I feel like I could have made money off that. I would have put money on you.
And Bert sold out his entire stock of pumpkins because of it.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm gonna have to get more pumpkins, maybe fresh ones.
He knows everything about pumpkins. If you have any pumpkin-related questions or pumpkin-related queries, Bert's the man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I pull out the luminous pumpkin. I'm like, you ever seen one of these?
Whoa, those are like super rare. Yeah, I've never gotten they always spawn with those like pumpkin people, bad guys, so I can't ever get near them.
I say, well, this one, I don't think it rots. Maybe you can use it as a symbol for your shop. And I'm going to give him the luminous pumpkin.
Whoa!
That is mighty nice of you. Look at that. That is a fine pumpkin.
That is, yeah. That's going to be like the head of my cart, for sure. Yeah.
It's real nice to
set that up right away, Bert. KFG's trying to like shoo Bert away.
One of those polite, like, yeah, you're tired, right? You want to go home now, right? It certainly is getting late. Well, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I think I've got a lot of pumpkins to buy tomorrow, so I'm going to have to bid you adieu.
Yeah, adieu to you too. Bonsoir.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you.
Yeah, bye. And he's just...
I'm taking him to give him a hug. Bye, Bert.
Oh, uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah.
He's like hammered.
So yeah, he puts a luminous... Oh, go ahead.
I'm also gonna give him a hug, but I'm gonna slip a gold in his pocket.
Oh shit! All right, yeah,
I'm just gonna get in on the group hug.
It's just everyone's hugging Bert.
Oh, this is so nice.
I'm like holding the funnel cakes and my
get in here, KFG.
Like, Bert is so awesome, man.
KFG's like, I don't know about that one.
Well, thanks everyone. Have a good night. I hope to see you around, my lords. Mad Titan.
Thank you.
We have to get him knighted.
And then you just see, like, he puts the luminous pumpkin in his cart and he just starts walking away, just like singing some random impromptu song. Pumpkin time, Bert's all pumpkin time. And
didn't Billy have that pumpkin armor?
I love that.
Like, just give it to him if Billy's not using it.
Bert walking around with the pumpkin armor, yeah.
Full plate pumpkin armor.
I mean, Bert's kind of part of the team now.
Oh, was he? Did you get somebody to recruit him in the guild? Like low level? We got initiative or something?
We just cooked all his pumpkins.
Oh, nice.
Bert's a cool guy, man.
Let him do what he does best. But if we are a mercantile guild, maybe we should get some merchants.
Yeah,
he's a merchant.
True.
I'm just saying.
We do have, like, in the guild bank, we do have like a medium armor that wouldn't be overly big on him. And, like, Bert, hold up a second. Hold up, Bert. Come back.
What?
Is it the pumpkin armor?
Yeah, he stops and then you hear him like turn the cart around, and then you hear the as he like walks.
Or an NPC?
He's an NPC. He's like he's not even like a top tier NPC or anything. Like, he can't even give quests or anything. He's like a filler NPC.
Like a background NPC.
Yeah, like he doesn't actually have a shop normally. Like,
KFG,
what's up?
Do you think you could make a contract with him, kind of like you did with the Orcs of Peace?
We could try. Yeah,
All
Bert,
right.
you wanna join our guild?
oh, I don't know if I can join a guild. Isn't that just something that you adventurers types can do?
Kinda. I don't know. I signed a contract with somebody that wasn't an adventurer, and they're in our guild now. I mean, you want to try it?
Well, I guess I could try it. If we could try this out.
Yeah.
Is anybody using that?
KFG like swipes his menu up, like goes through pulls up the guild invites and all that.
So as you pull it up, you can definitely feel like you pull up the menu, you pull up this contract, and you can see that there's like an inconsistency. Like, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to interact with it until an echo of Patrice's power, the White Angel, flows through you, and you can feel yourself with this energy at your hand ready to spark over. If you would like to spend an experience to make it a player intrusion, you could use the power of the White Angel to make it acceptable for Bert.
I got you.
You got it? Okay.
I 100% easy. I will spend that XP.
So yeah, KFG, you've got it open, and you just see like Emmett go over, and like the soft white glow happens, and then there's like a rippling effect over the menu, and all of a sudden Bert goes, "Whoa! There's like a sign that just appeared in the air."
Yeah, just sign it with your finger, and then you should be able to join.
Well, okay, here, and he scribbles something on it. He's like, "Whoa, that's a lot of firsts. I joined a guild, sold all my pumpkins, and I wrote a word."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's they call it the menu. Usually only adventurers can see it. It's got lots of cool shit you can do.
Oh, I've never been to a restaurant before.
Fair.
I'll immediately friend Bert.
Okay. And yeah, he kind of freaks out for a second, because at one point he goes to like raise his hand to wave at you, but it's the same motion that like brings the menu up, and he's like, "Holy shit, I'm a wizard."
You're like kind of a wizard now, buddy. Yeah.
Whoa. I
know how you feel.
I'm gonna have to spend some time tinkering with this one. And I'm in your guild. I got friends. I've never had friends before.
I'm able to access the guild bank from anywhere.
Yeah, you have to either be in the city, like a major city, to access the guild bank, or and anywhere in the city is fine. Or you have to have like a special artifact or cipher to access it elsewhere.
I have the guild bank remote, but we're also right outside of our shop, I think.
Why, you want to give them?
Well, you're in the city right now. You can access it anywhere in the city.
Yeah, pull up the menu. Pull out the pumpkin rind armor.
Whoa, that's some fancy shit.
Pull out like a little one of the high tower emblems, and just like attach it to the armor. You're like, all right, you're part of the guild now, buddy.
Whoa,
you're gonna be in the mercantile guild. You gotta dress the part. You gotta look dapper. As you can see, we're all dressed very nicely.
You are. I've never had armor before. Whoa, that's pretty neat.
Right up your alley too, with the pumpkin on it. Pumpkin rind.
I like that Emmett said everybody's dressed nicely, and KFG just wears like just pants, like not even like full pants. They're like shorts, like.
The nice shorts though.
And nothing else.
Yeah,
it's nice shorts, the non-tattered ones.
Yeah. Whoa, okay. I mean, I'm not going to put this on right now, but wow, I'm browsing through this thing, and you see Bert, like, he's going through the menus, and he's seems to be grasping it faster than Emmett does. And he's already somehow gotten to like shop listings, and like he's like browsing, and he's like finding like empty shop listings and stuff. He's like, "Wow, this ought to be fun."
Yeah. Bert, you know where the guild shop is, right?
Yeah, you can throw your pumpkins over there for now.
I think I can figure it out.
We're on our way there. All right.
Yeah, if you want to set up shop there, you're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah,
even if it's just for the intern.
Here, it's in the info. Yeah, you don't really have much going on there yet. I mean, if you need someone to like really like run the shop, I could do that.
Yeah.
That would be.
I mean, I've run
fantastic.
2 successful businesses. The cabbage one, once again, that's just because it kept getting like the business was destroyed in riots or something. But
the farm baron.
Oh yeah, the farm baron was the worst. Oh, he was a bit of an ass, and that's why I moved over to pumpkins, which has also been a very, very successful business. Just tonight, I sold out.
Yeah, well, you keep at it with the pumpkins. Maybe you could move into like other melons, like maybe watermelons or cantaloupes, possibly. I'm not sure. I know you know a lot about.
Well,
pumpkins.
I've got pumpkins right now, but I think in order to diversify my portfolio, there's other aspects of equipment I could probably delve into, which could then lead into diversified stock tradings as well.
All right, connect with Brown Chicken, Brown Cow, and they'll bring inventory for their next raid.
All right.
Then you can... You set the prices, man. Make us some money.
Oh God, I like it. Yeah, working together. Well, thank you. Tonight's been a really good night. And hey, It's been really nice, like getting to know. I see all your names here. That you've introduced yourself well, but it's nice to see you in this city. Hey, you guys are adventurers, right? Did you meet the ones that like saved the city?
That's us.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was you!
We might have did that, man. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we kind of
hang out with rock stars all night. I didn't even know that. All right.
Why didn't they call us Lord? Think we just called ourselves Lord for fun?
Oh no, like adventurers do weird shit.
You called me Mad Titan several times.
Oh, I thought that was just like a slang term. You know, like your rapper name or something.
That was my title bestowed by the queen herself.
Yeah, completely her decision too. She made it up and was like, "He's a Mad Titan."
That's really crazy.
Based off of his how he fights in the arena.
I could go into the arena now. I think that I'm not just like a pleb.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you have the armor. Maybe you could like.
Oh, not fight in it. I just mean in the stands. I could never get into just watch them before.
Oh
yeah, if you roll up with that armor and go in there, they'll let you in. 100%.
Yeah, you stick with us, Bert. You go and you start running that shop. Maybe you can get a promotion and climb the ranks of the Mercantile Guild, and who knows?
Oh, you have ranks?
Maybe. Oh yeah, right. We have ranks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. It's good to hear. Hey, I'm gonna go turn in for the night. I feel the need to because I'm up past my normal bedtime. Normally I'm in bed every night, and then I wake up and I walk a set routine throughout the city for some reason. Although I broke that a little today, but I feel like I should probably go to bed.
Hey, you go get some sleep, Bert. Love you.
Yeah, love you too. Wait, what?
A long day.
Yeah, okay.
Get some rest, Bert. It's past them. It's bedtime too, so he'll probably go to bed soon.
Yeah, all right. Well, bye, everybody. And then you just he once again pushes the cart. You hear the as he and you just hear it. Like most people have gone to bed at this point. Like people just went from survival situations, siege of a city, and now random celebrations. So everyone's just completely done. So except for some real tryhards, mostly players, not as many NPCs. It's kind of empty. So you even just hear even as he's left your sight, you still hear somewhere distant in the city.
It's just echoing through the streets.
He made a great decision there. He's gonna send us to the moon.
He runs 2 businesses. I'm sure he could run ours.
You had something that you wanted to talk about, KFG?
Yeah, no, it's not for public ears though.
All right, let's go to our guild shop. I think Bert's there.
But Bert went home.
Yeah,
doesn't Bert live at the shop now?
No, Bert doesn't. Bert still has a home he was going to. He's just hired to run the shop now.
Okay.
Look, just because he works retail doesn't mean we're gonna make him a slave.
I mean, I just figured the shop would be nicer than wherever he's currently staying, but...
If he wants
Man
to
runs 2 businesses.
No, he ran 2 businesses. Consecutive, one after the other. He didn't run them together.
Yeah.
He just has a stand now? What do you mean?
Well, he tried to sell cabbages, but that didn't go well because it kept getting destroyed.
Because of the farm baron?
I think you were just saying, random, natural disasters, People just like to smash cabbages.
You guys like cabbage?
It's like that band, Smashing Cabbage.
Maybe.
They're pretty good.
I heard them.
I don't know. I don't listen to butt rock.
Butt rock.
To the shop.
To the shop.
Okay.
Funnel cakes.
Yeah. So you guys, you munch along. You get to the shop, no problem. Once again, the city is in a very good spot. You don't even think you'd have to worry. Probably the most prevalent pickpocket in the city is in your group right now. So you think you're okay. And you get to the shop. It's relatively empty. You left it before. There's still a lot of the tools out and some extra nails and stuff from when you guys were building canoes in here at one point. But
yeah, as soon as they're all in the shop, KFG pretty much drops his facade. He's just kind of Okay, guys. So fucking, this scroll. I read this scroll. You ever play? I, I can't even like. He's like clearly at a loss for words for a little bit. He's like,
Royalty's just like, slow down, brother. Breathe. What's going on, bro?
like, okay. Best way I can describe our current situation. Have you ever played Final Fantasy X?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, like 20 years ago, man.
What's
you know
that?
the
Is that a
part
porno?
where Tidus finds out that he's not a real person?
That's us.
We're all Tidus right now.
What?
I don't think I played that far in the game, so you may have to elaborate, my friend.
Is that before or after the guy delivers the pizza with extra sausage?
None of that exists.
No, that's wrong. What? I don't. Not anything with triple X, Emmett. Jesus.
That must be the
No.
newer Final Fantasy games, man. Delivering pizzas?
What I'm saying is nothing exists. None of that. None of that was real. It's all we're all like based on people that existed, and this is all a fucking simulation.
We're all real people, though. I'm a real person.
But I remember buying
fake
the headset.
memories.
It cost $1,699.99.
No, we're all programs that are simulating randomly generated like people, basically. Like, I don't think any of us are real. I don't think there's an outside. None of that. I read the scroll that Patrice gave us because I couldn't focus, and that's why I was like, we have to come here. It's all everything's a simulation. I don't think like the beta happened. That was all real. But Marco he reset the system. Patrice is like a control program. She's like an administrator, basically, and there were more of her. And Marco has been systematically killing them off. And I think anytime anybody gets close to stopping them, he resets the system. That's why, we got as far as we did in the beta. Like, I kicked so much ass. I, like, capped out my level and shit. Then
it would make sense, too. The gear systems that we, like, they read all of our vitals and shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like
you can't log out. We can't log out because there's nowhere to log out to.
So the real us are actually out there just living their lives and we just think we're them?
I think civilization ended a long time ago, and whoever before they died set up like a simulation of what things were, as like in case anybody stumbled upon it, to like.
You have clearly lost your marbles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. No, it's...
Then what have we been doing this whole time? Like, I don't mean to... This has been a pretty crazy experience. I've gone through a lot of emotions. Everybody here has. I've gone through a million different scenarios and thoughts what this could be. But what you're saying is I don't exist? Gluckman doesn't exist? Then,
I don't think any of us do.
Then what have we been doing?
We're based off of people that did exist. But... none of us are real. We're just simulations of those people playing a game. Those aren't your memories. They're not my memories. None of that shit happened. It happened to somebody, but I don't think it happened to us. I'm pretty sure we're fucking computer programs. Because Patrice gave us administrator privileges. We are like low-level administrators now. We're on her level, apparently. Which is apparently far below Marco's. He's like sapped her strength and stuff. But apparently we can gain more power.
You're welcome to
believe. We kicked Marco's ass, though.
Yeah, but did we, like... I mean... Okay, that was pretty brutal. Yeah, we did kick his ass, but I don't think he's dead. Patrice said so. She could still, like, feel his power, right?
We still have his book, right?
Yeah. He sucked some power out of it, but you have the book, I think.
No, because you're entitled to believe what you want, but that's
Do you want to read the scroll?
that's not true. I'm real. I bought the headset, I put it on, and like you're telling me that I might be like a computer program ones and zeros. I don't even understand what the fuck ones and zeros are. What are you even talking about? That we're not actually real people, that we're not actually here. Are you telling me that my son that I brought into this game, that I've been working hard to get out of here, isn't actually real? I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not gonna believe that, but you're... And you see Emmett, like, getting mad.
KFG, like, he's, like, shaking his head, like, he's like, I want to say that it's not, but, like...
I mean, we're going to try to get out of here, but, like...
No, he's just wrong. He can believe what he wants. He's just wrong. It's fine.
Royale doesn't say anything, but rests a hand on Emmett's shoulder and just like comforting, but firm. Like I'm here, but calm down.
It's fine. Yeah, like I'm calm. I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm just saying he's wrong.
Do you bring out the scroll at all?
Oh yeah. KFG he'll hand it right over to Emmett and be like, here,
Do you read the scroll? I can read it out for you.
Yeah, if you want to read it out, I can also read it. Doesn't really matter. I just gave what I gave was KFG's interpretation. The text is.
So does like Royale with cheese or Emmett or somebody read it then?
Yeah, like if we'll read it.
Okay, all right. So here I'll read it out loud then. So this is obviously written by Patrice. It says, "I write this journal to you, not to make you dismay at what you are, but to make you realize you are the last bastion of hope in a universe of the lost. Although I do not know if you were an interpretation by the record keepers or a direct translation of people that actually existed, the important thing is you do exist now, and that's what matters. As the universe aged, as the trillions of years flew by and the stars snuffed out one by one, and the stars faded and died, the record keepers knew that life, as had been known, would struggle to survive in the cold space of dead suns and lifeless rocks. The heat death of the universe was inevitable. But there were still a few sources of energy around, supermassive black holes that had once been the center of mega galaxies, beasts that had swallowed so much energy and matter, things that would over an unimaginably long time would bleed their energy off slowly. And so the record keepers, those ultra-powerful beings that created all of us, made the last worlds, possibly the most complicated computer system ever made in the history of the universe, powered by a collection of supermassive singularities. Inside of this computer system, they did their best to recreate the worlds, life forms, and civilizations that had long passed, each separated by invisible barriers of code. Yours was one such world, although it strikes me now that they may have picked up on some of your media and fantasies rather than your reality. Although my memories are scattered, I do not believe Windermere Fantasy Online was the only recording of your species in time. If we can gain control of the system, maybe there is a world you can return to, one more like the world you seek to return to, families and all. It was control programs like myself that were tasked with keeping the worlds separate, with making sure they did not bleed into each other, that chaos did not reign. But Marco was different. He was designed specifically to oppose us. Chaos in the system to keep us balanced. What the record keepers could not have anticipated before locking their own consciousness deep within the system with all other life forms was that Marco's difference would dominate the rest of us. One by one, the control programs were silenced until at last there were only two of us, Marco and myself. For eons, the controls have kept your culture and identity safe, giving you a sort of immortality, renewing the system when the time was needed so that you did not have to meet your inevitable end, as all life did before the creation of the digital world. But Marco is tearing down the walls of that world. The strong would prevail, and entire records of civilizations and individuals would be perished. There were things There were things recorded, things so powerful and so dark that you could not hope to withstand them. But the record keepers recorded all without bias, good and evil alike. This is the world you were born into. You are real as any other life form in the universe currently is. You just aren't quite what you thought you were. The power I have given you, the magical energy are parts of my command codes. You're growing into the new control programs. If you succeed against Marco, you'll have that choice. You can search for the world of your families. You could even make it if you wanted. Or you could take up the mantle of the control programs and balance the system yourselves. Or you could side with Marco and let the walls of the worlds fall. Let chaos in and allow life to sort itself out with the strongest surviving. My access codes are shared now. I am no more powerful than you are, at least for the moment. So what happens is up to you and Marco.
Yeah, see, so like we're not people, we're fucking, what do you call it?
Royale kind of like raises his hand and like kind of like looks at KFG like, give him a minute. Emmett, you could say that KFG is lying, but that's only his interpretation of what Patrice wrote on that page. Do you feel that
she used a lot of big words.
It said millions of trillions of years. What if it's just like video game mumbo jumbo, you know?
It could be.
Like the backstory or something, you know?
I just want to go home.
No, but WFO has its own backstory, and it's not anything like this, so... Like, you'd think that in the beta they would have said something, you know what I mean? We played enough that we would have gotten that far. This doesn't seem like MMO backstory. Sorry, Emmett.
I'm a simple man. I like my canoes. I like my stories. I like my dog. I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't really understood what's going on here this entire time. And the only thing that's been keeping me from going off the deep end is the thought of bringing my son back home.
Speaking of, is he still in fucking jail?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Emmett.
Is he my son? Am I his dad? Does any of this matter?
Like, there's obviously some sort of system in place. Like, I don't know.
But listen, what I got from those words was we may not have had all the answers, but there is a way to find your home. And it starts with us doing what we were going to do. So let's finish this.
I mean, yeah, if we kick Marco's dick, we get the fucking powers, we can shape the world to be what you want. You wanna go back home with Billy? We'll beat Marco's ass and we'll build it from scratch.
Create the world back again? I don't know.
With my fucking pizza place in it!
You see a twinkle in Emmett's eye, and then he just says the words under his breath, and without her.
You and Billy
just wipes his ex-wife from existence.
Oh my god. KFG pretends he didn't hear that.
Emmett, just give yourself an experience point.
Thank you.
That was too good.
Still with his hand on Emmett's shoulder, he kind of like hugs him close. Says, my memories with you are real. We finished the prologue together. You talked about canoes the whole time and beat the boss with it, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in a fucking video game. We went on the most amazing trip that I never could have imagined that I would ever have with my father. You treated me like your son. And I've worked with your son alongside you since, and it has been an honor and a privilege. So I will do what I can to help you find your way back to the world that you want to be in. But that starts with not giving up here, and that starts with accepting that what this information is not just some kind of fake news. This is, you trust Patrice, right? This is Patrice's words.
Yeah, this is the scroll she handed me.
I trust it. And I trust you. We've been through a lot as a team, and like I said, I'm a simple man. If it's real, I mean, if I can touch it, feel it, smell it, then it's real to me. Even if I'm not.
You're playing a bit of a game there. You're not just a simple man. I've never seen a simple man come up with the concept of using a canoe over trees on magic water. You're putting more together. You're putting more together than you lead on, and you're trying to play this role of, well, oh, I'm the old man who doesn't know anything. You're getting it.
I mean, in a way, you were right from the beginning when you said all of this shit is real.
Yeah, kinda. Puts everything in perspective.
Yeah, I thought I was the one that knew all the fucking answers and what was going down. Turns out...
Here's the thing, though. So if we were chosen, or our data was chosen to be reborn as players, or whatever it is...
I think we're programs that have been granted administrator privileges.
So do you think the NPCs are waking up specifically because they were interacting with us? Just like we were waking up somehow?
Are we gods?
There was a lot she said there. She said something like we were chosen, or like we're the only one.
My take on it is that with the whole NPC PC thing, honestly, I think we just lucked out birth lottery style. Our programs just happen to manifest as PCs. We just, we got the long stick.
And maybe because we did mostly know each other from gaming before, the data that it collected kept us together.
That checks out.
What about other players, like Brown Chicken, Brown Cow?
Yeah.
Are they like... What if you show them this scroll, like,
Well, we're gonna have to make this like. I'm probably gonna send this to Nimue and Rainbows at some point, but I wanted you guys to know about it first. I haven't told anybody. This is the first. You guys are the first people I've told since I read the scroll.
So,
go
ahead.
He like kind of lifts up the scroll and he says, "This is the cure to the noise." That's what she meant. She knew. She knew that the cure was accepting that this is our life now, because it's always been our life. We were under the illusion that we were somewhere else, or belonging to something else.
If you try to rebel and you fucking go against it, it's like a program that doesn't respond properly, right? You get debugged. You get erased. That's why people are disappearing. Code. Yes.
What?
That's 100% it.
This is how we save a lot of people, Emmett. We're gonna have to preach a weird, freaky gospel. But we already have a fucking visionary for that. We just go back and ask that chick, show her, be like, you were right. And we need you to tell fucking everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like she already was.
Well, but this also, she didn't know about Marco, though. And this points him out directly.
So, but the real question is, we want to get to this point of like ascending godhood and getting into like nirvana, like those old-timey monks.
No, think of it as
and being able to like create worlds and such, right? That's the end goal here.
No, let's
look at Marco.
for now, just think of it still as that idea of a video game. We're just trying to get to the final boss, and right now that final boss is Marco.
Think of it.
We're not.
Yeah, that too.
So we just have to go
We're
beat
not
his
doing
ass?
anything. We're not doing anything different than we've already been doing. When we thought this was just a game, we were still building, allies and building a guild and everything like that. Now it just holds a different kind of importance. Now we understand why we need to wake people up. We need to let them know what this is and what's going on. So A, they know to look out for Marco. The more eyes on him, the harder his job is. And B, to, make sure that, like, if this is an actual world that exists for, something that's left over from what our lives actually were, then we do need to protect this. We need to protect this place. This is as much as our home as anything else.
Yeah, I mean, whether I'm actually me or I'm just a fucking figment of somebody that existed, this is what this person did, you know what I mean? I gotta stay true to that.
I said millions of trillions of years, so like Marco keeps resetting it. How many
quantify how much time has passed?
How many times has this happened? Marco just resets it.
Honestly, I had a strange thought. Maybe, I think every, the beta, even the canoe trip, honestly, all of that was resets. Because if we think about it, if we were playing a beta, right? And then we got as far as we did, and then we went to sleep, and then the beta restarted, that would be weird. People would remember shit like that. Something happened during the beta. He reset it to a different world. Something based off of our real world. You guys went camping and whatnot there, and then something happened again. He reset it again, and now we're back here. I think that's what happened.
Are you telling me that our portage trip wasn't even real? You can't even let me have that.
No, it was real.
He's just speculating, man. It's just a theory based on what we've got.
It was real in the sense that at this conversation we were having in this fucking building and everything around us is real. It exists, yet it's like Schrodinger's fucking existence.
But she said it that it was drawn from real data or drawn from real like preserved data. That's why I think that our interactions, at least up to the beta, were real. I think that maybe WFO was a real game on a real Earth at some point in time, and we were probably all players. We probably all knew each other. I think that connection linking us is why we are these chosen. We knew each other some way or another.
Kind of makes sense. Should I lie to Billy and just tell him that we're going home? Then when all this happens,
that's the next thing.
He's fucking laughing, and he's like, "Honestly, man, it's your fucking kid."
I mean, he still believes in Santa Claus.
There's no way.
He's 13.
I know.
There's no way to be able to tell everybody else and not tell Billy.
No, I know.
This can't.
It's just going to be a hard conversation.
We kind of messed up not to tell him,
But how does Marco reset? And how can we stop him from doing that? Do we just have to capture him?
We beat his. Look, we're administrators, right? We beat his ass and we take his powers from him. We remove his administrator access and then we delete him.
That was the next thing I wanted to get to. The reason why I was thinking about we still got his book. Now that we know that what he was absorbing wasn't memories, but possibly more administration access, what if we could unlock some more of that power from this book?
Well, that's your specialty, right?
He wanted it back for a reason. If it was to give him more power, now that we know what it is and we already have that kind of access, why could that not lead to more power?
One time,
and taking some of his away.
One time I was looking at pictures of canoes and just canoes online, and I clicked a link that I thought was just a really nice looking canoe, but it turned out to be a virus, and it messed up my whole computer. And then all these naked girls were coming up, and like I was just looking at pictures of canoes though, and so
Emmett,
my point of it.
How close after your divorce was this? Because I'm gonna call bullshit where I smell bullshit.
It was actually during my marriage, but anyway, my point is, what if you trying to download this canoe picture and you are seeing naked girls all of a sudden?
You think that maybe if we try and absorb his power, it might be corrupted?
Yeah.
I think.
Why don't we ask Patrice?
That's true. Can we just summon her? Like, how does that work? Like, can we just like call her? Like Patrice appear?
Is there an admin menu? You know what I mean?
Senses are tingling. You got an admin chat.
You've got her friend
out the corner of our eye now.
You've got her like she's on your list. Like you've got her because she wasn't counting as an NPC, but she wasn't counting as a player either. She was like Marco, but you still have her on your list. You can't summon her. You don't have those administrative powers yet. But yeah, you can contact her.
Level, we're like the chat mod level powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Send a message and be like, Patrice, we need to talk. Come to the shop.
Yeah.
Okay. You send that message, and mere moments later, you hear the knock, knock, knock on the front door.
Polish the dome.
I'm gonna get scared of it. I'll throw my funnel cake in the air. I'm still munching on it.
Yeah, you're like half drunk at the corner.
Throwing funnel cake around.
I was scared, man.
The door opens and Patrice steps in.
Hello.
Close the door and like lock it again.
Hi. You contacted me?
Yeah. How's it going?
Oh, well, going as well as things can be. I'm glad to see you've enjoyed the celebration.
Have you
we read the
caught anything?
No, not recently.
That's so funny.
All right. We called you here for a reason.
Business before pleasure, Emmett.
You're like blushing, just like you like stand that like little bit too close to her, like for normal casual friendship.
She takes like a half step away from him, like personal space.
No, she actually leans into it. She leans in. She actually throws her like arm around him, just like that, almost like she's like, because you don't have chairs or anything, she's kind of resting off of him. So what's up?
Yeah, she loves me. She finds me appealing.
Stop smoking out of the banana, man. You got a fucking bong right there. Stop.
Does that hurt the lungs at all? Like, is it the same as the carrot that you smoked when you were doing the Vagabond review?
It's actually pretty nice. It's nicer than the carrot.
Oh god.
Fuck.
All right.
You're fucking cracked, bro.
I need TWA to do like a fucking food smoking tier list where he like ranks like what's S tier to smoke out of and what's not. Like I can banana is above carrot from what I can tell.
Please don't do pineapple.
At the end of it, it's like, turns out S tier SpaghettiOs.
Fill a bong with SpaghettiOs. Blah, 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 blah. All right, getting back to the game.
RWC looks at Patrice and says, "We read the page.
Oh,
we understand what's going on now.
Okay,
we have a question.
I imagine you've got quite a few of them. I've answered them with people before. Let's do this."
Royale with cheese summons fucking Marco's book and slams it down on the table and says, "We stopped him from reading that. That's access, right?"
That would have been some of his primary controls, yes. It's not the only ones he had stored around. I dare say he's probably been collecting the others, but those were some of his key codes.
I've been...
absorb them?
I know there's plenty of like I said, control nodes around, like the one in the Cavern of Darkness. I said you needed to take the key to your little dog. He goes to those, and he basically just reabsorbs backup data and stuff.
So can we do that?
You don't want to absorb his, no.
Is there a way that we can convert it to make it safe to do that? Because if we have the power, he doesn't.
Failing that, is there a way to destroy it?
Those
Because
codes
if
are...
he can't have the power, I'd rather he doesn't either.
Those codes are as much a part of him as he is it. Theoretically, if you gain access to these control nodes, you could try to absorb the power, but there's a chance you're absorbing him to a degree as well. You would have to fight that. It would not be easy.
Well, my question is, I mean, the abilities that we thought were magic here, we now understand are part of code.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at this book as a magic problem, but understanding it now as a problem of code or something that we can possibly be able to use, could I use the magic power of this world in combination with our kind of admin access to convert his code to something that is...
So the record keepers, the way they made this world, it's not like the computers you knew of your age. The distinction between magic and the code isn't a thing. The code modifies itself. It molds itself to the individual world it's a part of. So in this world, it is magic. You incorporate it as magic. You treat it as magic. And as a result, that's how the code identifies. It's not ones and zeros as you would have known in your world. It's not even specific letters or coding per se. It is a concept, a series of influences that modifies itself depending on which of the civilizations or species worlds you're in.
So next question, if it works very similar to what magic would be here, is there a place that exists in this world where things are brought to be purified? Like a fountain or something magical, like there's always something, especially
some kind of holy shrine or some shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've lost so much of myself. This world is almost as much of a mystery to me as it is to you. I've got some pieces of key knowledge, but a lot of it's been lost. You'd have to access one of the control nodes to see if you can get a directory listing of some kind or something like that.
It's time for a dungeon, Hightower.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Sounds like it's about that time.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything else you need to know? I know this has probably been heavy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of mentally... What's that thing people do? Think? Process? There we go. Something.
Reeling from it? I don't know.
You'd think for a computer program I would, know what processing is, but hey.
You probably need to stop thinking of yourselves as computer programs. What was created is more akin to a universe within a universe. It's much more complex than anything your kind probably ever achieved.
I'm gonna be honest. I had my suspicions after talking to that young woman in Hamburg.
Oh, I have a question, actually. The record keepers. Who were they? What were they like?
That we do not know. They are in an isolated part of the system. It was the one part that the control, that no matter what access levels we had, we could never access. I believe they locked themselves in there with master codes beyond master codes. It's a part we've never been able to get into.
Can Marco get in there?
And that they're like the
Where
creators of everything.
Presumably, if Marco were to be the only control program left, the only one with all of the access codes, he might be able to get in there. He could find a way. It's not like he's running out of time.
What, like some Highlander shit? Kills all the other control programs and gains all their power, and he'll be strong enough to...
I don't know that reference, I'm sorry.
Maybe we could just beat him up a couple more times and he can show us how to do that or something.
Wait, you said people have tried. You said people have tried, like you've tried and failed. Where is the access point where you've tried to get in?
Don't think of the world as a physical map per se. The worlds are overlapping each other all the time. You walk through countless civilizations just walking down the street and you don't know it. They are separated as if they were other dimensions or parallel planes of existence, but within the layers of the code. But you cannot access them without getting to an access point.
Hey, kind of like those, that fireplace at the Orcs of Peace. It was like a portal we went into that just took us to another place.
He might have created a temporary instance that was like that, yes.
Okay.
That is an ability that we had to do. We could create vast worlds, of course, as we managed things, but quite often we'd create temporary worlds, pocket worlds, if you will, and then we could make small temporary access points, but they weren't the same thing as these. Think of the master access points as almost like primary computer systems within the system, where you can do things. Your administrative codes have greater power, greater ability, and you have the ability to modify things, move between realms, etc. Marco getting to those would have considerably more power than before when he did not.
So it sounds like he's growing stronger pretty fast then. That's what you're saying.
Likely.
He's able to do stuff like that.
Right now, he's still probably pretty on par with you, maybe slightly stronger than last time you fought him. But if he grows strong enough, then and he gains access to one of these control points, then he'll be able to boost himself significantly. Right now, he would be struggling due to the fact he doesn't have the same camaraderie, the same friendships, the same group that you do. He's mostly alone, aside from whatever creatures he can corrupt and modify to his whim.
Sounds like what we need to do is we need to beat him to all the access points, or as many of them as we can. Any access point that we can get to and like absorb the power or destroy it or basically prevent him from progressing, you know what I mean? And if somewhere along the way we can figure out maybe how to beat his ass, that's probably even better.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you have my key. It would allow you to gain the same sort of access he could, to a degree at least. I was weakened significantly. But you have the key. You could certainly try.
Pug like glitches out behind them.
Yeah, Pug's like temporarily like using like the skeletal structure of a giraffe, but he's still like a dog. He's like, roarf, roarf.
That checks out.
How many... Are those the only access points that you know of, Patrice, or are there more?
In this part of Windermere Fantasy Online, there's only the one main access point. By necessity, there's not a lot of them.
Makes sense.
Thankfully, your world being as structured on normal physical reality or mundane physical reality as it is, it was very easy to centralize where an access point was. You were very simplistic life forms to replicate, unlike some.
Some like what? You replicated... I don't know.
Every civilization and life form, the record keepers could find any information about are within this system that have ever existed in the history of the universe.
What, you mean like aliens and shit?
Yes.
I guess technically we would be aliens to some people.
That's true. Like if we snuck across the border.
My brain hurts from trying to comprehend all of this.
She said that we walk through places while we walk through places.
Yeah, like some fourth dimensional shit. I don't know.
Like I appreciate the compliment earlier, RWC, but like my old brain is like it's kind of like when you have more than one radio station on, or if you try to play 2 records at once.
What, like lots of static and shit?
No, just a lot of noise. I get you.
There's
You know when you go to a
no-
concert,
Oh, you
and
got the
stand right
noise?
in front of
Why
the
didn't you say
speaker?
something sooner?
So we gotta bring Bug to this cave, but
You see, like, you look over at Bug and he's missing the skin layer and it's just a dog made entirely of muscle.
Oh,
Just looks up at you and it's like,
Oh,
"Meow."
God.
I don't like that one, Bug. You gotta switch it up.
It'd be a Halloween costume.
all right. Well, best bet then is to prepare any way we can. Head to the cavern and find one of these control nodes. If it's the only way that I can figure out if we can convert this book, then that's the best bet we've got, right?
Yeah.
Plus, we have to go there anyway.
Should we check in with that woman who asked us to look into a cure for the noise, since we technically have it and she's in this city?
I think, yeah, probably a good idea. And I'm also, I'm gonna take the time while you do that, and I'm gonna see if I can cycle into something that's more prepared for the caves.
Sure. Yeah, I don't mind running around, doing some quests, handing some shit in, running some errands. I'll get groceries. This time I won't stop at the bar and drink for 4 hours straight and then come home with my ass beaten, no groceries. What the fuck was that?
Wow.
Kanchi's been holding that one in for a little bit. Come on, Gluckster. You went with Tank and you took him to a bar. Come on, man. I know this happened a long time ago, but like
He's got to hash it out.
there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm really overwhelmed. I don't mean to like take it out on you. Come on, man.
It's all good,
It's his
KFC.
age.
I mean, in his
Kinda
defense,
dumb.
you're all countless of trillions of years old.
Yeah,
I don't
it's like
feel
a
countless
trillion-
of trillions of years old.
Well, you've been reset numerous times during that time, of course, but
Yeah, see, exactly. And I'm pretty sure Billy was reset more recently than when Gluckster. That means he's gotta be the adult, right?
sure. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
that's
sure.
true, man.
I mean, I didn't personally handle your resets, and one of the other controls probably did, but
My guess is Marco.
I'm not sure. He dealt with some of the more difficult species usually, actually.
I mean, you said he was meant to like oppose you guys and cause chaos. I wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised if he found a way to force reset the system once or twice.
Possibly, although he was normally against the resets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted to like control everything, and then every time somebody got close to overthrowing him, he would reset everything.
So we maintained a careful balance because there are things within the system that are beyond you, beyond your people. The resets, the ability to maintain the records of who your people were has always been very important, our primary goal. Marco wants to tear that down. He wants to allow chaos to reign supreme. He wants the survival of the fittest to be a thing. Those creatures would enter the realms where your people exist, and your people would be no more.
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I would be the champion of our people, and I could probably 1v1 the champion of the other people, and we'll just, you know what I mean? We'll have a gentleman's duel. I kill your strongest guy, and then you guys fuck off.
Yeah, Marco got tossed around, man.
Well,
survival of the fittest. He ain't surviving nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think
while they're having this conversation, Royale with Cheese has like grabbed a pillow and like sat down in the corner, and you're watching him like he's got like it's almost like fucking Doctor Strange. Like it's like just like the ciphers that he's got on him right now. He's just like looking at the ones in front of them. And you're watching him like kind of like shuffle them a little bit and then like just send them into a portal.
It just empties out his ciphers.
He empties out his ciphers except for one. He like picks one out of the list. He's like, no, not you. I'll need 5 new ciphers at some point, please.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. Let's do that. Let's do that now. 1 second. Let's get you some ciphers. That's only 4 of them. Nope, 3 of them. Because apparently, oh right, I fixed them in the other list. I haven't fixed them in this setup yet. 2 and 5. Okay, cipher bucket is back up and running. And you know what? Platt's going AFK anyways. You're grabbing your ciphers. Let's do. Let's take a 5er. I've been sitting here dancing, needing to use the washroom. So let's go AFK for a bit. We will be right back, everybody. Please don't crash on me.